So the first and probably most important hand hold that you're going to be learning in this series is called the Greater Vault Hold or Sutherland's Hold. Now we're using this color-coded skull replica here so that facilitates that learning. This dark green is called the greater wing of the sphenoid, and I will refer to this as a pointer finger or a trigger finger. Each hold has a specific finger that you want to think about before you actually start the process, and then it'll become second nature and you'll just move very comfortably around the cranium.
Now remember, in any of these holds, your hands have got to be comfortable. Different head size, different hand sizes. The most important thing is comfort. You do not want your hands to be stretching and feeling tight, tension, nothing. Just relaxed in your practitioner fulcrum, and I just want you to wait. You're going to establish this concept of a neutral. Again, count to yourself, listen for that expansion and flexion at about the count of 3, which will be about 8 to 14 times a minute. Hopefully you'll sense a widening apart of the two bones as they go into external rotation, flexion, also called the inhalation phase. And then allow your hands just to float. Again, like hands laying on corks, floating in water. And notice how they move.
My hand is like this. Slight crook here, but not uncomfortable, not any real tension. Back underneath. The other way to do it is, when they're seated, to just roll them over, and you can see the sacrum here, and here's the coccyx, and I'm just going to place my hand like that and then have them do that.
And again, hold the whole person that you're palpating. Don't focus too intently on the sacrum itself. Imagine, for this image again, that you have a water bag and you're palpating from the middle of that water bag, but don't lose consciousness and a quality of attention that there is an entire body that you're palpating, and it's fluid by nature, and there's movement, estuary-like movements that are happening. And there is the difference, really, because when you drop down into the mid-tide, it's not about doing, it's more about being present and witnessing the actions of the system and allowing the system to come to you with its story. So we're going to listen to a fluidic tide, become aware, that's happening 2.5 times a minute. So there's value to counting. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, all the way out to 10 or 12. There'll be a turning and then back. It's almost like you're sinking down into the fluid now. We talk about the different kinds of vectors. There's the physical vector. Guy plays football at 8 years old till he's 18, and every time he tackles, he puts his head down and uses his left shoulder. And there's that rotating, compressing force always coming in from the same side. And in this geodesic dome-like quality, structured human being, the force comes in and creates equal forces throughout the system, a pattern, and that's very physical. And so there will be these inertial, held energy from that force that came in as an equal force met it. And we'll call that force a biokinetic, physical biokinetic force. And what you will imagine is that as you bring these parietal bones back to you and the entire reciprocal tension membrane, imagine yourself kind of down in that dural tube, feeling for this condensed potency, condensed energy. Essentially what we're trying to do is to release any resistance in the system that may be related to, in this case, the parietal bones. You're initiating a conversation with the tissues, but you are in a direct relationship to the whole bioelectric field and the tissue matrix, the liquid crystalline matrix.